Hello LEGO Star Wars fans, this is MagnaGuard IG100, and today I have another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we are doing Clone Troopers vs. Droidekas Battle Pack, number 7500. This was manufactured and first in store by summer 2013, so it's a couple years old at this point. They're pretty rare nowadays. If you want to have any chance of getting one, I guess the only place would be online bidding sites or Toys R Us. Although Toys R Us is selling them for like $17.99, which is certainly not the original price LEGO gave this. The original price is like $15. Anyway, I'm gonna get a close up on the box. Sorry for any glare. It pictures two Droidekas, which are, this is the 4th Droideka model, I believe, and two Phase 1 clone troopers. One is a clone trooper sergeant, one is a regular clone trooper, and it comes with this unique, it reminds me of the assembly area in Star Wars Episode 2, or if you've played Star Wars Battlefront, the original, that is a command post on the Republic side. It's got a lot of similarities to that. I think that's what they were going for. Anyway, the target audience is ages 6 to 12. We have 124 pieces. Let's look at the back. Alright, I always like the back because it can show you all the sort of different things you can do with this. Alright, so here we have the upper right hand corner. We have a picture of the two Droidekas. Looks like they're causing a lot of havoc there in the Geonosis arena. And then we have this larger picture of the clones fighting against the Droidekas. And it shows a little bit about what this assembly area base can do. Alright. As we can see here, the top of it folds back to launch a flick fire missile. I kind of have mixed feelings about that function, but we'll get into that later. And then it shows some orthographic views of the Droideka model, as we can see here. Alright, so what's the background behind this set? Well, if you couldn't tell, this is based around the Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. We can see some digital art of the Geonosis arena laying around it, some sand, I think it's some, maybe that's Droideka tracks right there, I don't know. So they didn't really get off their ships to fight these droids, so I guess this picture can kind of be misleading. Although it is a nice picture. I think, personally, I think two Droidekas is way outmatched for two clone troopers, even if they have that little thing to hide in. But that's just my opinion. Or the remaining Jedi that assaulted the Geonosis arena to save Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Padme Amidala from execution under order of Count Dooku and Nute Gunray. So they didn't really get off their ships to fight these droids, so I guess this picture can kind of be misleading. Although it is a nice picture, I think, personally, I think two Droidekas is way outmatched for two clone troopers, even if they have that little thing to hide in. But that's just my opinion. Here's everything that is included in this set. As I said earlier, we get two Droidekas, which are right over there, and our two clone troopers. The clone trooper sergeant I positioned in the command bunker here, and the regular clone trooper positioned outside to kind of fight with them. I'm going to go over the assembly area and each minifigure one by one. Okay, so first up we have a regular Phase 1 clone trooper. I have this in this little, I want to say it's like a character, I don't know, it's something I made to kind of like make the characters look flashy in a little background. I made it with my sister like a half hour ago. Anyway, I'm going to spin this around so you can see the various details on the clone trooper and the gun. Sorry for that getting in the way. I'll change that for the next episode. Anyway, as you can see, there are a couple holes, one on each side. That way you can put any clone trooper gear, antennas, viewfinders that come in other Clone Wars sets, or that come included with the Jango Fett, or the Corporate Alliance tank droid that includes Jango Fett. You can put that sort of equipment in the sides of his helmet. Alright, so we've gotten this sort of a clone trooper look before, nothing too special. I like to also pose them a little bit in here, that's why I don't have like a straight look. Now we have the Clone Trooper Sergeant, also Phase 1. The only difference is that this, in the lore of Star Wars, this Clone Trooper is a higher rank than the last Clone Trooper we saw. As I said earlier, he's a Sergeant. He's got nice green details across his body, the fin across his face here, and his arms. I'm going to spin it around. Basically same details as the regular Phase 1 Clone Trooper, except he is green in some parts. He also carries a viewfinder, or binoculars, for those of you that do not know the vernacular of Star Wars. I like to, many people don't do this often, but these guns are actually made so that you can have your minifigures hold them in various ways. Like, I have him holding the barrel of the gun in his hand there, like he's about to pick it up to shoot the droidekas. He's seen in the box art holding binoculars, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this one also has two holes right here. That way you can put some headgear on him. I do put headgear on him. I like putting headgear on my special clone troopers like this, or clone trooper commanders or whatever. Even though they didn't come with them, I have plenty of spare from the Corporate Alliance tank droid set that came with Jango Fett. Okay, here we have our two droidekas. They're the exact same build, so I'm only going to go a panoramic run through with one. Move that out of the way in a second. I really like this droideka build. I know a lot of fans of Lego Star Wars don't necessarily care for this build much or this droideka build in particular. They like the bulkier droidekas, like the original one that came with the first Phantom Menace sets, or the one that came with the 2007 MTT. I know that one was a favorite. Anyway, I know it was a complaint that my hands were in the video too much last time, so I'm going to move them around. I like the detail with they implemented the three eyes with the droideka. The two antennae here are eyes, and the red, I want to say it's like the tip of a flick-fire missile for the middle eye. That's a really nice touch. It has three legs. They're made from screw it, I'll just use my hands a little. Three legs. They're stood on by little, like, teeth, fin, sharp looking things. Anyway, here's a nice side view. Here's the rear view. Like I said, these aren't that complex. These are probably the least complex of the droideka builds, but I like them because you can easily fold them up. Like I will show you with this one. Fold up those legs. And the head, you can kind of like use the illusion that it's rolling a bit, I guess. Whereas that wasn't necessarily as easier with the other ones. This model will probably stick around for a long time. I think Lego likes it too. I know it is in the 2014 set, the AV-7 anti-vehicle cannon, and it has also been seen in the summer 2015 set, the Naboo Starfighter. There will be two of them in there. Sorry if I just spoiled anything too big for you guys. There will be a Naboo Starfighter in the summer 2015 Lego set. Anyway, here's the other side, basically the same side. Here we have the assembly area command post that the clone troopers are seen standing around in. It's a nifty little build. It actually is. I mean, when you first look at the box, you're like, wow, this thing's kind of lame. But it's actually kind of fun to station your clone troopers in. Or I like it. It also makes for good decor around your room or whatnot. We're going to get into, we're going to start with the exterior here. It's got like a little antenna that you can position however you would like. which is nice. I did modify this a little bit, like it came with some leftover blue studs, so I put that one here and one also here to kind of spice up its look. It looks kind of plain without them, but I like adding them in there. On each of the sides here we have a little panel that acts as a walkway that you can flip up if you want the clone troopers to be secure in there, or flip them down so they can walk out. That's a nice little feature too. We're going to move around to the back. The back here has these two little holes here and here, and you can use them to put clone trooper blasters in them, which is nice. Because let's say you want to have the clone trooper sergeant sitting in the little command post here, but you have nowhere to put his gun. Put it right here, and he'll carry the viewfinders and scout out or look at the scanners or whatever. It's a nice touch. I really like when they have gun holders in Lego sets. Alright, so now we're coming around to the inside of this set. It has a nice printed scanner piece. I also, this little lever here, it was left over from the Droideka builds. I put it in there to kind of make it seem like this console here was interactive or important of some sort. I'm sure if you bought this, you'll have a leftover one that you could put there too. Anyway, it's got like a scanner. I'm not sure why they would need to scan for battle droids, because the Battle of Geonosis, you can see them everywhere. Like literally, they were running at you. Or even in the box art depiction, now I'm getting too critical about this, but the box art depiction, the Droidekas are literally right there standing. Where's the box? They're literally standing like right there. What would you need to scan them for? Or find something on a scanner for? I guess they could have used like a... I would have preferred if they would have used a different control panel. I guess kind of like immersion for playing experience or whatnot. Anyway, as you saw on the box, this thing folds back. This little tower communications antenna thing, it folds back. You can also fold this up, which is nice too. And this is a flick fire missile hidden in there. It's got a blue stud for the missile tip. Anyway, and you have to flick it out like any other flick fire missile. That failed. Hold it and flick it out. This is annoying. There we go. I like flick fire missiles sometimes, but I think this is just a bad set to put one in. I know it's kind of like a requirement in Lego sets these days to have some sort of shooting something to tie in with them. I think that they should have like attached a little missile on the side here, or even here, or up here. I don't care. It's just this folding back to launch that, I think is kind of lame, and they just, I mean, it was a nice use of empty space, but come on, they could have thought of something cooler. Like, what if your clone trooper is sitting in the yeah, like what if your clone trooper is sitting in this little bunker here, which has enough room to seat him nicely. We'll zoom in on that. Or you could have another one stand here or here. Anyway, this is the head. This is a visor that I like to put on him. Kind of makes him look more official. Like, why would, like, the missile would hit him or come close to hitting him. It didn't hit him that time. You see what I'm getting at here? Like, that's dumb. Here's the set in its entirety again. Overall, it's an alright set. I know a lot of people don't like it. I like it because it comes with a unique Phase 1 Clone Trooper Sergeant. I like the two Droidekas. They're giving Droidekas away a lot more these days now, and I like it because Droidekas used to be like, if you had like one or two, then it took you a couple years to acquire those sorts of things. But right now I have 3 of them, and I like that. I like some diversity in my droid army. I like some diversity in my clone army. I really like this green here that's added on that. It's a really nice touch. Anyway, I will pan over to my Alright, so that's that. Do you agree with my rating? Do you not agree with my rating? Post whatever you want in the comments. Like, subscribe. My next LEGO Star Wars review will be the Corporate Alliance tank droid from summer 2013. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope I was a little more direct to the point while also being good with the Star Wars lore. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.